All right, today we're doing something a little different. We're going to deconstruct a real world 17-year career to see how success is actually built, not just found. We're not talking about theory here, we've got the actual blueprints. So let's pull them out and see how this thing was put together piece by piece. So we're going to start at the top with some pretty eye-popping numbers. First up, 50 million pounds. Yeah. That's the value of the IT portfolio this person was responsible for managing. I mean, that right there tells you everything about the scale and the trust they commanded in their company. Next up, 10 plus. So what's this? This is the number of redundant, kind of clunky systems they found and cleaned up. And this wasn't just about tidying up, It was about creating real efficiency, which, by the way, saved the company £1 million every single year. And for our last big number, over 20 million pounds. Now, this is the amount of strategic investment they successfully pitched for and won, directly from the board of directors. I mean, think about that. That shows this incredible knack for translating super complex tech stuff into pure business value. And getting the people at the very top to say yes. Okay, so those numbers, they're the result, right? They're the view from the summit of a pretty long climb. So let's actually dig into the role that made all of that impact possible, the enterprise architect. This little snippet from their summary, it really tells you the whole story. This is not a job about just keeping the lights on. No way. It is fundamentally about looking to the future. We're talking about digging into cutting-edge tech like generative AI and even quantum computing, all to make sure the company doesn't just keep up, it actually leads the pack. And wow, this just shows you the sheer range of what they were doing. I mean, on one hand, you've got them rolling out a super structured framework like TOGAF to more than 10 teams. On the other, they're beefing up security to comply with major regulations like SOX and GDPR. And oh yeah, they're also architecting a massive 15 million pound digital transformation. This isn't just oversight, it's like being the master planner for everything. So when you see that kind of impact, you have to ask, right? What does an enterprise architect actually do? And how is it so different from all the other tech roles that led up to it? Okay, let's break it down. In the simplest terms, think of this role as the ultimate bridge. The architect is the person standing right in the middle, connecting what the business wants to do, its biggest goals, with what the technology can actually do. They're not just building one small part of the bridge, they're designing the entire thing. The high-level blueprint for how all the tech in the whole company works together. Here's a good way to think about it. A software engineer, they might design a fantastic building, but an enterprise architect, they design the entire city. They're the ones looking at the map, shaping the long-term strategy. They're setting the citywide rules for security and compliance. They're leading these huge projects, like building a whole new downtown district. They're even scouting for the building materials of the future. And this is so important. They're training the next generation of city planners. But of course, nobody starts out designing the whole city, right? You got to learn how to build the houses first. So let's trace this path back. We're going to peel back the layers on this 17-year journey and see exactly how they got there. Okay, so here it is, the whole career path laid out. And you can see it's just this really clear, steady climb. Look at the steps. It's so deliberate. From system administrator to engineer, then junior to senior, and then from architecting one system to architecting the whole enterprise. You can literally see how each role is a stepping stone for the next. And this right here shows the evolution of their leadership in a really cool way. Back as a software engineer, they were already mentoring, which is great, helping out 2 junior engineers. But now, fast forward to the enterprise architect role, and look at the change. They're mentoring 5 or more other architects. The entire scope of their influence has just exploded. So these are the building blocks we were talking about. These mid-career wins were absolutely the foundation for that top-level job. As a senior engineer, they weren't just coding. They were leading teams and taking on massive projects, like moving from a monolith to microservices. Then, as a system architect, they're designing for insane scale, 10 million concurrent users. And they're already proving they can build a proof of concept that lands £500,000 in funding. It's all connected. Okay, let's keep digging. We're going all the way down now, to the very beginning, because every expert journey starts with the absolute fundamentals. A skyscraper is only as strong as its foundation. And this number, This might be the most important one in the whole story. 500. What's that? That's how many network cables this person physically terminated and tested at the very start of their career. I love this detail. It's not glamorous, but it's real. It grounds this entire 17-year journey in tangible, hands-on, get-your-hands-dirty work. This was the first rung on the ladder, Junior System Administrator. We're talking about resolving 30-plus support tickets every single day, managing daily data backups, doing the physical hardware maintenance. And look, you just can't design a rock-solid, high-uptime system a decade later if you haven't lived and breathed what it actually takes to keep things running at the ground level. So a climb like this, it just doesn't happen by accident. It's fueled by something. It's fueled by a really deliberate, focused commitment to getting better. So let's look at the engine that powered this whole thing, continuous learning. And this chart just lays it out perfectly. You can see how intentional their learning strategy was. It's so well-rounded. You've got this solid academic pillar with 3 degrees. Then there's the core tech pillar, the really practical certs like AWS and TOGAF. And then, and this is so crucial, you have the leadership and business pillar with stuff from Yale, Six Sigma, and Google. It's that powerful mix that makes all the difference. And really, this brings us to the main point of this whole story. It just proves it, right? A great career isn't something you just stumble upon or get lucky with. It's something you design. You architect it deliberately, piece by piece, over time. All right, so we've taken apart this incredible career. For this last part, let's turn the tables. Let's focus on you and how you can apply these lessons to your own career blueprint. So here are the key takeaways. First, master the fundamentals. Get your hands dirty. They're the bedrock of everything. Second, consciously grow your impact. Think about how to go from working on a feature to a system to strategy. Third, put numbers on your achievements. Quantify your value. Fourth, never, ever stop learning, and make sure it's a mix of tech and business. And finally, remember that leadership is a skill you build day by day, even if you start by just mentoring one person. Which leaves us with one final question for you. As you look at your own career, at your own blueprint, what is the very next block you need to add to your foundation to build towards your goals?